to lunch at Firefly Restaurant in Encinitas, no joke. And for those of you who have been seasoned Seasiders, those of you who have been here a while, we invite you to become sponsors of those going to lunch. You can also sign up at the family room table. Now, speaking of lunch, as we look ahead to our Easter egg hunt, we decided to do something different this year. We decided to scramble the eggs. Oh. I'm kidding. We didn't do that. Just wanted to see if you're paying attention to the announcer. All right, but we do want over 700 plastic eggs that we have filled with goodies for the kiddies. So we invite you to start bringing your individually wrapped candy and stickers to the large white boxes by the youth and family table in the family room, and to attend our egg scrambling, egg stuffing party at 4 p.m. Thursday, April 17th. Now, our Sunday bulletins are certainly not scrambled, but with your help, they are folded. Thursday afternoons at 1:30 p.m. The veteran folders say that more people who tell jokes are being invited to show up. I wasn't quite clear if this meant that the jokes had to be funny, so it's not clear if I qualify or not. But anyway, you qualify. Sign up for Folding While Unfolding in the family room, where you can also sign up to bring flowers for the Sunday services. So, without this being a joke, ask me why I'm wearing my prayer shawl today. Thank you for asking. Because our corps of licensed practitioners will be up here, it's the last Sunday of the month, for a wall of prayer at the end of service. So we invite you to share in that prayer. It's powerful. Now this Saturday, already April 5th, hello, join Mount Shasta musicians and Anton Miserock and Laura Berryhill for an afternoon of transformational healing meditation, music, and chanting. Now, those of you, how many have been to a Solomar? Yes. Okay, those of you may remember in the chapel, that's Anton Miserock playing that beautiful chanting music. He is coming here. So that's April 5th, beginning at 3 p.m. Now, please check your folded, not scrambled bulletins for several upcoming events. They include the Cancer Thrivers group meeting, that's next Saturday morning, the Special Needs Nexus event on April 11th, and their planning meeting, which is the week before. A planning meeting for the reinvigoration of our wellness ministry, yes. Next Sunday afternoon, after second service, the triumphant return of Gourmets for God, and a full schedule of certified and enrichment classes with sign-ups in our family room. By the way, Reverend Christian was just telling me backstage that he is currently working on the first 6 chapters of the book that he's coming out with for his mysticism class and for all of us for transformation. And what he's doing is just a few days after you sign up for the class, he'll be emailing you advanced chapters from that book that he's already completed in draft form, and then soliciting our input to be part of the book. So you get to be part of a published book. How cool is that? And speaking of classes, I'm going to invite now Karen Buxman to come forward for a brief announcement about her class.
Show of hands, how many of you think you're funny? Some of you, the person behind you is going, I don't think so. How many of you think you have a sense of humor? I expect all hands to go up even if you don't think so. The good news is that on April 17th, 24th, and May 1st, I'm going to be teaching What's So Funny About God. Many of you have practiced prayer, visualization, meditation, but I'm betting that you haven't tapped into this powerful, powerful tool to help you be healthier, happier, and help put you in alignment with your abundance. So the good news is you don't have to be funny. It's more important to see funny than be funny. Please join me. I'll be back at the table. Look for the pink jacket and the Groucho glasses, and I would love to tell you more about this class. I hope to see you there.
Thank you, Karen. And you kind of never know what's going to happen here at Seaside. So, okay, we don't know what's happening.
Wow. Hey, Richard.
Yes.
How come we're up here now?
Well, we're here, Glenn, because we're promoting Dr. Bear's wonderful workshop that's going to be here at Seaside April 25th through the 27th on the power of real love. And we're going to learn how to get and give real love.
No, now, Richard, I know that part. I mean, why you and me in particular? I mean, I suppose it's the old sex appeal angle. You know, you get a couple of stud muffins up here and ticket sales just go right through the roof.
Stud muffins? I don't think so. I think we're more like the centerfold for AARP magazine.
Well, now, maybe it's on account of we're love experts. You know, self-taught, mind you. But, you know, you can learn about all you need to know just from love songs.
Well, that's very true. Now that we're close to finishing the classes on the book, The Power of Real Love, we're at a point where we want people to really get comfortable and have a knowledge of love, and what better way to do that than through song?
Sure, we can help with that. We can give this whole congregation some pearls of wisdom. We'll get them all down the learning curve. Or maybe I should say the loving curve.
Well, that's true. But remember, all you need is love. Love is what you need.
What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?
That's true, but love is also a many-splendored thing.
Love is a hurting thing. When love brings so much joy, why must it bring such pain?
That's true.
It's a mystery that nobody can explain.
It's a mystery of life, but we must always chase that elusive butterfly called love.
Yeah, well, as long as you just don't go looking for love in all the wrong places.
That's very true, Glenn. And now, it's very clear to everyone here, I'm sure, that, you know, what love is really all about.
Well, I got some more. I got some more. There's a Johnny Cash line that says, "Love is a burning thing." And how about Elvis Presley? A hunk of burning love.
Stop, Glenn. Stop in the name of love.
All right, Richard. I just wanted to be sure we had a lot of people sign up, for this love event.
Well, we have. We have 90 people signed up at this point, and we're looking for at least double that. And seriously, love is not just the romantic kind that we've tried to express here this morning. Love and the power of love is important in all of our relationships, with our children, with our co-workers, with our other family members, and anyone else that we come across. The power of love is a powerful thing. We'd love you to stop by our table and consider signing up for this wonderful seminar. Those that sign up for it will be entered into a drawing that we have a donated wonderful basket on the table that we'll be giving out on April 20th, and would love to have you there to learn all about getting and giving that real love.
Yeah, and in closing, on behalf of Richard and myself, I want to say the lines from an old Nat King Cole song. It's called Nature Boy. And it goes, "The greatest thing you'll ever learn is simply to love and be loved in return."
And so it is.
Thank you, Richard and Glenn. And with that, Seaside, I bid you one love and peace and blessings today. At this point, I'm going to invite you to stand, greet your neighbor, and stay standing for our congregational songs.
Please remain standing for our congregational song. This morning we're singing "The Spirit of God is Upon Me." Yeah, with Reverend Fran singing the verse. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. 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 I used to think that I had to. I used to think that I should. Scripture told me that I had to. That I had to be good. And now I don't want to. I love 'cause I'm free.
joy it is to be with you on this fabulous day and just feeling the Spirit of God is upon us. And what a blessing it is to be in a place where there is a collective community that feels the presence of God is upon us. We continuously put Spirit first in all things, always, and so to take us into that deeper place is a powerful spiritual practitioner to invoke and evoke that Spirit here at Seaside, our practitioner teacher, Jan Hart.
So let's take this moment that has already been created and move it into that place in you that is the stillness of you. And so as I move from that place of that still wonder and move out into my life, I know the truth of God. I know that God is the power and the presence and the essence of all that exists, for God is everywhere and always will be. And I know that essence is in me, and I shine my light as Jan expressing God into this world and into this life. And because I know the truth of that for me, I know the truth for each one here. Each one who came here today to bless this time, bless this room, bless this sanctuary, and bring this service to its full and highest upliftment. And I am grateful and honoring in my place of listening to Reverend Dr. Christian as he brings an inspired message today. I am awed and honored and in love with the music. I am thankful for all of the people that bring this together every time we meet in community in God. For the beloved is here always and forever. And so it is.
The breath of God is breathing me, is resting in the breath of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. And the joy of God is breathing me, is resting in the joy of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. And the power of God is powering me, is resting in the power of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. the power and the strength and the love and the grace is healing me, is resting in the power of God. I know, yes, I know that all is well. I know that all is well.
Thank you, Reverend Fran, our artistic director, and Jan Hartman for anchoring us in prayer so powerfully. I'm Reverend Lori Sheets, and I am Seaside's youth and family minister. So most Sundays, I'm up on the hill with the smallest and the wisest members of our congregation. We have a wonderful time up there talking about spiritual principles. Today they're putting seeds in soil. Remember that lesson? Good. Please nod your head. That's a big one for us. If you're here for the very first time, please know that whoever you are and wherever you are in your spiritual journey, that you are welcome here. You have some information for you, a guest packet that's back on our welcome table. Please pick it up. Talks a little bit about our teaching and, more importantly, about Seaside Center, our spiritual community that we are all so passionate about. So thank you for choosing to spend your Sunday morning with us. My reading today is from the Joyous Freedom Journal. Let's see if I can do this. So just sit back. I'll be doing the reading, and then we'll go straight into prayer. So get comfortable. This is on expectations. Take a look at the size of your expectations in life. Are you going to the river of life with a thimble, a dipper, a barrel, or a pickup truck? How big can you dream? How much can you imagine? How much are you willing to claim by expecting and accepting your good? Are you still limiting yourself by your parents' standards or based on a previous experience in your life before you were spiritually awake? Make outrageous demands on the universe. Expect to be happy, expect to be financially free, expect to be surrounded by love and fulfilled in your relationships and filled with joy. Expect things to work. Then anticipate the miraculous ways all these things show up. Collect this as evidence that life does support you. So as we go into prayer, simply allow your eyes to close, feeling your breath. And I know that I come fully present to this moment, for it is in this moment, in this now, that the presence of God works. I go within to that place within me where spirit resides, the core of who I am, that flame, that light that I can always go to all the time to connect with my beloved. For I know that this beloved is all loving, all knowing, all nurturing. It is the very God that beats my heart and breathes my breath and is in absolutely every decision, every breath, everything God is a part of. And so as I know this, I know my oneness, I know my ability to express all that I desire The love, the harmony, the wisdom, the knowledge is all within me right here and right now. And so I raise my expectations, for I know that I am able to express these things. When I want more love in my life, I must express more love in my life. And as I do that, I know that the love comes back. And so it brings me joy to know that as I leave this sanctuary, and as each person leaves this sanctuary, that we go to the river of life with the biggest container that we can dream of and take in all that life has to offer. What a joy and what gratitude it brings to know that it is done now. And so it is.
Good morning, everybody. Wasn't that nice? Reverend Lori. Woo! I'm telling you, I love her prayers. If I may just take one little fraction of a second, I'm the facilitator of the Cancer Thriver group that meets once a month on Saturdays. And I just want to invite anyone who is going on that journey to share with me a cup of tea in the Emerson room at 10:30. There has been lots of sharing about the cancer journey, or if you're a life-threatening journey, I would love to ground you in spirit. I would love to hold you in the light and have us pray with you. And that's what we do at that meeting. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have this. It could be anything that you're experiencing that is holding you back from your good. Come in and see me at 10:30 this Saturday. Once a month we meet. So I didn't want to, I just wanted, didn't want to go too down or too up, but I want to bring you back up now because it is joyful. It is a very joyful meeting. I have a special guest for you this morning. She came about 2 years ago with her papa, Kevin Toney, and her mom was here as well. She comes from this very exciting musical Hollywood background, and she is so connected spiritually that we had to have her back solo. Her dad is now a music minister at a church up in Los Angeles, so he couldn't come. But I have to tell you, when you just listen to Dominique sing, your heart soars. She has selected a great song for us to participate in. So would you please put your hands together and welcome Miss Dominique Toney to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. Ooh, I'm very excited to be up here. I also just want to say I'm honored and blessed to share the stage with you guys. So thank you for having me. These, I'm sure you guys know, but these are like some of the best voices and musicians ever, so thank you. And we're going to rock this house tonight. Let's, if you want to get on your feet, even right now, if you're feeling it, you come sing with us. And we'll get the spirit moving this Sunday, y'all. When you feel down and out, sing a song, it'll make a day. You, here's a time to shout. Sing a song, it'll make a way. Sometimes it's hard to bear. Ooh, sing a song, it'll make it there. A smile that's so hard to bear. Sing a song, it'll make a day. Sing a song, sing a song, yeah. Sing a song, sing a song. Retrieving.
Sing a song, it'll make your day. Bring your heart to believe it. Sing a song, it'll make your day. Give yourself what you need. Sing a song, it'll make your day. Smile, smile, smile and believe. Sing a song, it'll make a way. Sing a song. Sing a song. Sing a song. Sing a song. Let it call your name. Let it call your name. Sing a song. 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 Woo! Yeah, yeah, sing a song. Sing a song. Sing a song. Sing a song. If you sing a song today, you will make a better way. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh.
And that is Dominique Today. Oh my, making me want to sing a song, and I can't even sing. What joy! Oh my, oh my, oh my! Fabulous! Woo! Great job, Reverend Fran. Yeah, you too. And Carl, nice going with that. All right, so here we are. We are wrapping up our 9-week journey through Greg Bear's book, Real Love, and it has been a fabulous journey. I know personally in my relationship with Callie, we just have one of those magical relationships that is great, is wonderful. I would wish our love upon anyone, and I realize there's always room for me to grow and expand. And what I got to experience or grow with this journey had to do with more, I don't know, the finer things. But I realized that when I made requests, they weren't always requests. So when I said, "Hey, Callie, would you drop whatever you're doing and come out and play with me?" And it was like, not right now. I didn't take it personally anymore. I realized that, you know what, I am not attached to that outcome. I've also found myself doing little things around the house in support of our love and happiness, whether it's folding an extra batch of laundry or cleaning up Callie's fried egg pan that's been sitting in the sink all day without saying anything about it. Yeah. You know, picking up a little extra something at the grocery store when I'm out doing the grocery shopping for Callie, and not even having to have it be noticed and be thanked, because I'm very needy. Please say thank you. But I'm getting over that. This journey has helped me a little bit anyway. At least I notice where those weak links may lie. So anyway, here we are. I truly believe that everyone is entitled to experience love, to be in love, to be happy, to have happiness in their life. And the catcher is, you don't always have the right to expect it from any particular person. Got that? It's right for you to have love and be happy, but it's not right for you to expect from a particular person to make you happy. It is your responsibility to make me happy. All of a sudden creates dynamics that are less than comfortable. And so in relationship, things come up from time to time that are disagreements. And because when you're with someone over a period of time, you've got those energetic moments of disagreement in relationship. I mean, they can just have to do, I call them 3 M's, money, movies, and meals. It's it has to do with the scheduling or what is your preference. And there's nothing wrong with disagreements. That's how you move things forward in life. The challenge is when the disagreement moves into conflict, that the challenge arises because the conflicts can begin to escalate into dynamics that are less than healthy for a relationship and for interaction. Little things can be okay to move through, but sometimes if you do something or say something that cannot be retracted, the damage can be profound. I realized it with investing. We did really good investing in real estate for a number of years, and then we took all the winnings and parlayed it into this one big apartment unit, and very excited, and then all of a sudden we hit this recession, couldn't fill the buildings, had to sell those units, and walked away with very little that we brought to the table. And it was like we did good for a long time, and then boom, one big hit, and it's gone. You know what? In your relationships, you can do that. One hateful interaction can neutralize thousands and thousands of words of love. Years of love can be obliterated by one hurtful action. There are consequences that come, and sometimes they are so detrimental that all the build up and the good up to that point can be eradicated by one, my dad used to say, bonehead move, Sorensen. Just one poor move. And so what's important to realize is that when the dynamics are going and you can feel that energy stirring inside of yourself, it's important to keep the faith. It's easy to have faith when your life is working well, you're getting the good breaks, the universe is supporting you, your kids are getting good grades, and business ventures are working well. But all of a sudden, just because you have the faith doesn't mean you're going to not hit those down spots. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have those difficulties. Just because you have the faith doesn't mean it expels any difficult times in your life. Being able to keep the faith in those good times is beautiful, but can you have as much faith that God, who is controlling or directing the good unfoldment in your life, is also directing the unfoldment of those difficult times in your life? Are you able to be present enough and move to a higher place where you're able to recognize that the presence is there in the midst of the challenges and the difficulties? See, this morning's message is about the obstacles that are in love. I have a love with life, with God, with the presence, and that is what I am choosing to trust and have faith. I'm to have the faith of Spirit in all things. You'll find the story of Paul in the Bible in Acts 27, where it talks about that he had a vision, or God promised that he would stand before Caesar with his message. And he's out there doing his thing, proselytizing, and he gets himself arrested, and those guards or whatever take him on a ship to Rome in the middle of winter. Now, he knows about water, and being out in the middle of the ocean in the middle of winter is not a good thing. And he tells the captain of the ship and the guards, you know what, this is not smart. I've got this inkling, I got this hunch, I got God speaking. That's always catches people's attention. God told me, don't sail. Well, they set off for Rome, and out in the middle of the ocean, they are caught in a horrendous storm. It's not like they got GPS in those days and all the tracking equipment. They are out there in just trusting the elements of the nature, and they are thrown and they are tossed in days and days. And I'm sure Paul's going, I told you so. No, it's probably not what you say to your captors, But it was so bad. They were throwing their anchors overboard. They were throwing anything to help stabilize the ship. It went on for days and days. And it says that it went on for 14 days without ever seeing the sun, the stars, or the moon. Somewhere in the midst of it, they call out Paul and say, okay, maybe you were right. What can we do now? And Paul goes within. And he says, drop the sails. Let the winds carry us wherever they may be. And for 14 days, they were cast around like a cork in the wild storms of the ocean. You know, it's easy to weather a storm if you know the end's in a few days. Even if you're in the Midwest and you're being blasted by this cold, you know, in 3 days it'll be over. I just got to buckle down. Well, when the storm seems endless, and in our lives, sometimes we have those storms that seem endless. We have those dark nights of the souls that stretch on for prolonged periods of time. You've got to remember to keep the faith. You've got to remember to love, even in the midst of the obstacles and the challenge and the conflicts in your life. You've got to remember there is something higher that is moving here. I'm going to let go and trust where the winds will blow me. And when I have the faith, I've got to know that where the winds of fate are blowing me in my life has got to be the answer to prayer. It's got to be God directed. When the winds are blowing, I have got to trust. And the story goes that he eventually ended up shipwrecked on a sand knoll on a little island that we now call Malta. And he came ashore, and the head chief's dad was gravely ill, ready to die, and Paul prayed, and the chief's dad was healed. Good sign, good thing to do. For like the president's dad, you heal him. Boy, everybody comes around. He heals everybody. All of a sudden, Christianity now has an island that has been converted. I can assure you, Paul never planned on that stop, but he trusted where it would take him. What we have got to do when we are in the midst of the challenge, in the midst of the obstacles, we have got to have the faith in our life, no matter how long and dark it may seem, that there is something greater, and I'm going to have the faith. I'm going to believe. Even when it is not seen on the outside, it will be seen on the inside, because I bring a higher view, an elevated view here, and it will resolve itself in my life. I will not get bitter. It will get better. That's good. I like that. You know, I won't get bitter. Not bitter, but better in our life is what it is. We get to then begin to know will be my experience, will be your experience. There's a story Greg tells from this last chapter in his book, Real Love, of a couple, and call them Carl and Sally. And Carl and Sally, for a long time in their relationship, there was a lot of argument, there was a lot of anger, there was a lot of conflict that went on, and they grew tired of it, and they approached Real Love folks for assistance. And I encourage you, this Real Love workshop's coming with Greg Bear here. You be part of it if you can. But they discovered they needed to work on it. So one time after they'd been going at it for a while, Sally says, you know what, I want to go to dinner. Carl, let's go to dinner. Well, Carl had been working all day, then arguing. And he said, I just want to stay home here on the couch. He said, well, I want to go to dinner. And he said, well, I want to stay here. Said, oh, the energy starts to rise inside. You know, when the fire alarms go off, it's a good idea to check to see why they're going off. You notice that about fire alarms? It's like, when the fire alarms are ringing, it's a wise thing to see why they're ringing. Not pour more gasoline on the fire to have it go. That's what anger is. You're pouring more gasoline on the fire. So instead of pouring more gasoline, she calls a wise friend and says, hey, this is going on. She says, beautiful. Sounds like you both get what you want. You want to go out? He wants to stay home. Yeah, nice. And no, you don't get it. I want him to go with me. Well, you know what, Sally? You get to do what it is you want, and Carl gets to do what he wants, and you can never make anybody do what it is you want. He says, but, you know, you don't get it. You know, I want him to go with me. And she said, well, you're kind of getting what you want, at least three things. You get to go out of the house, which you wanted. You get to have a meal that you did not prepare. And you get to spend the rest of the evening with Carl. It sounds like a pretty good win. You can decide whether you're going to eat alone and come home and spend the rest of the evening with Carl, or you can decide to go and bring the food and bring it back to him. And she said, yeah, but I want him to go with me to the restaurant. To which she said, yeah, and I would want $10,000. And would it be right if I were to steal it from you? He said, of course not. And he said, well, it's not right to make somebody obligated to do what it is you want to make you happy. And so in that discussion, they came to the realization that their patterns and their behaviors that would create these conflicts in their life, since they were able to elevate themselves, and that's what you get to do. You get to go up to have this mountaintop view, and I'm teaching in my class, Living from the Mountaintop, how to have this expanded view. And what they came to realize is that Carl, when there was challenge in his life, he would just withdraw and allow things to pass by. And so as an adult, when things got heavy or when he felt criticized by Sally, what he would do is just quiet down or leave the room or just stay at work for a long time. I'm not coming home. I got to work late tonight because I just don't want to deal. It's called running. Where Sally, on the other hand, what she would do is she learned when she was young that she didn't want to be unlovable. She didn't want to be alone. And she wanted love in her life. And what she would do is that she would begin to criticize so she could get people to love her and get what it is she wanted. And so as she began to criticize or banter her husband with the guilt that if he really loved her, he would go out to dinner with her, that she would use guilt to get what it is she wanted, all of a sudden would make him withdraw. And the more he withdrew, the more she would attack. The more she would attack, the more he'd be out the door. It's like a vicious downward death spiral to a relationship. And so as you can begin to take a look and say, okay, there's an obstacle here. It's the fire alarm that is going out, and the winds are blowing. What is it that I can do? Well, I got to tell you, one of the first things you can do if all of a sudden you want love in that relationship is not to pour gasoline on that fire, because the last thing you want to do is destroy a relationship where you want love. And that is what the anger will do. It will inflict damage, because have you ever been in an argument where there was anger, and then everybody felt good about that? Think about that. You may get what you want, but I got to tell you that real love, there's an absence of anger. There's an absence of emptiness. Because there's love there. And as you begin to choose love, you'll realize rather than escalating here, I may just need to close my mouth. There's a good tip for you. Just close the mouth. And if they keep pushing, say, you know what? I don't have enough love to continue in this conversation right now. We can come back to this later. It's a wonder how it works. Or you want a quicker way to resolve an argument. This is a good tip. This takes a lot, but you just admit you're wrong. That just eliminates half the battle, right? Half the argument. I'm wrong. Well, there's nothing to fight about anymore. Come on, there's got to be something there. And I'm not just saying like a flippant kind of wrong. I'm always wrong. You're always right. Of course. No, I'm talking identifying with something that, you really are wrong. And I'll tell you something. If you're involved in a heated anger conflict, even if you have pieces that are right in that, there's still overarching wrongness going on because that anger does not heal. It does not create love. Resolution in real love doesn't come with one person winning and another person losing. It doesn't come with one person giving in. I'll tell you at the board level here at Seaside, our board meetings deal with conversation and consensus. We don't vote 3 win, 2 lose. No, we stay in conversation until there is a consensus, an overarching understanding of what this decision is and what it means and the ramifications. And if there is contrary positions, it is important for it to be spoken into the space because it is a representation of something that is true within the dynamics of the consciousness that is going on. And so, if you can begin to know that even in the midst of the obstacles, when you're in love with God, with life, and you have the faith and the winds are blowing, if you know it's all going to be all right. Like Daniel. Remember the story of Daniel in the lion's den? The king threw Daniel to the hungry lions and walked away. Came back the next morning, opened the door to find the bits and pieces. And there was Daniel curled up, sleeping with the lions. It's like, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Those aren't pussycats. Those are hungry, ferocious lions that want to eat you. He didn't find Daniel in the corner shivering with anxiety and fear and worried, needing Valium to stay calm or antidepressants to not get all wigged out. It was like he was lion-proof because he was one with that divine flow. He loved life. He was the miracle. The challenge in life is that we go outside of ourselves looking for the miracle. You are the miracle. Got that? Bring that miracle to whatever it is you're doing. Bring that miracle to somebody in your life. Allow that miracle kind of energy to flow through you. You know, the big karmic joke is that we are out here looking for the gold, when the truth is we've come here to bring the gold. We want the gold star, forgetting that our pocket is filled with a galaxy of gold stars. We want the world to be a path to us. I want a cabana on the beach with my name on it that someone else set up. I want them to roll out the red carpet in my honor, forgetting that I am the magic carpet, that you are the magic carpet, that you have what it takes to fly to your dreams, those great dreams that I wrote about, that you heard Lori reading about today. You know, how big are your dreams? Begin to believe in that. Begin to know that you have everything that is necessary to make that dream come true, because you would not have been entrusted with it if you were not given the ability to make it happen. So open up to that movement of the divine. Remove yourself to a higher position so you are not caught up in the minutia in your world, but rather you are looking out from a broader perspective of what is possible in the world in which you walk. There are infinite possibilities, but when you have the myopic view and you can't see beyond what is right in your face, you're missing all the different possibilities and options that are alive to you now in this now moment. You got to give up that victim consciousness. Who wants to be in a relationship with someone who has the victim consciousness? Woe is me. They're always blaming someone in the outside world for the pain. They have forgotten that they are the miracle, They have forgotten that they've got the galaxy in their pockets. They have forgot that they are the ones that have come to bring the gold to the world. You are what this world needs. And you know what? As you're walking this path, you're going to be with those that can match that, and there's going to be those who don't match that. And, you know, you can be on this path where you're speaking the truth and the love, and there can be others who are living their lies and their facades. And it doesn't mean that they are wrong. You still can be unconditionally loving, meaning that you hope for them nothing but happiness. But it doesn't mean that you need to be abused by their bullying or their less than honestness. That's a word. It is now. You know, Greg writes in his book that when you're on different paths, it's just the definition of two people just going in different directions and not being in relationship. And so, when there's the difficulty in your life, and the winds are blowing, and it is rough, and you don't know, and you're choosing faith, what I learned from being a pilot is that planes take off against the wind, not with the wind. It takes going against the wind that will lift you ever higher. You ever watch the eagle soaring at storm time? The winds are blowing, the clouds are moving, the leaves are going through the skies. And those eagles are not fighting the wind. They're stretching their wings out even further and just catching those currents against the wind that is lifting them ever higher and higher until they are soaring above the turbulence below. Be lifted up on eagle's wings, I think is the promise. If you can remember that truly those challenges or those obstacles or those difficulties that are going on in your life, those tests that will challenge your faith, you've got to remember that faith doesn't exempt you from the difficulties, but faith will allow you to know that spirit that is present when things seem to be going well is just as present when things are not. And it is up to you to be that point of transformation and to recognize it and realize then that your tests of today will become tomorrow's testimonies. The wind will shift. You will be lifted. You will be able to once again return to love. God bless you as you do that. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring back to the stage Dominique.
I know there's hurt, I know there's pain, but people change, Lord knows I've been no saint. In my own way, regret choices I've made. How do I say I'm sorry? How do I say I'm sorry? But I was scared, I was unprepared. Oh, for the things you said. If I couldn't do that, I hurt you, I would do anything for us to make it through. Draw me a smile and save me tonight. I am a blank page waiting for you to bring me to life. Paint me a heart, let me be your art. I am a blank page waiting for life to start. And let our hearts stop and beat as one together. Let our hearts one forever. How can I erase decisions I've made? How do I go back? What more can I say? All that remains are hearts filled with shame. How do we say we're sorry? How do we say we're sorry? I was scared, I was unprepared. Oh, for the things you said. If I could undo that I hurt you, I would do anything for us to make it through. Draw me a smile and save me tonight. I am a blank page waiting for you to bring me to life. Whoa, whoa, paint me a heart. Let me be your art. I am a blank page waiting for life to start. And let our hearts stop and beat as one together. Let our hearts stop and beat as one forever. I'd go back in time and I'll realize our spirits aligned and we never die. Draw me a smile and save me tonight. I'll be your blank page waiting for you to bring me to life. Oh, paint me a heart. Let me be your art. I am a blank page waiting for life to start. Let our hearts stop and beat as one together. Let our hearts stop and beat as one forever. Let our hearts stop and beat as one together. Let our hearts stop and beat as one forever.
That was Dominique Toning. Wow. Woo. Not anyone can do a Christina Aguilera song. That is powerful. Whew. Man, the heart is stirring. Blank page. Hey, this is a time of our service where we have the opportunity to unite together in our givingness and the sharing of our offering. And it's an opportunity just to pause and to listen to within and just feel how you have been touched by the presence in your life. And to give from that place and know that you cannot outgive God. But as you continue to support Spirit's work in your life, what you'll find is it continually supports its expression as the work of your life. And so you give, it comes back. It's not why you give. It's an extension of your consciousness. It is your activity that Spirit is having as your world. And it matches that. It supports that. And so with that, I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward at this time as we do take our gifts from our heart and our soul and our spirit. And I want to say thank you to those who mail in your contributions when you can't be here on a Sunday. It's greatly appreciated. And bless you to those that remember us with your auto tithe, that regular systematic support from your world into Seasides. That regular support is very beneficial because we've got regular ongoing financial obligations to keep this community going. And I thank all of you for creating and supporting our ongoingness and carrying this wonderful spiritual vortex through time. I want to say thank you to our home audience, the live streaming, and just welcome you to our congregation, our community today. But right now I say thank you. It is this prayer of gratitude and appreciation with the most generous of spiritual communities that just continues to facilitate the wonderful flow of the divine expression. For each of us walks and moves in this abundant, infinite reservoir of possibilities, and we become that avenue through which it expresses, and we become that avenue through the level in which we choose to participate and act. It's not just our thinking, but it is through our actions that life matches that. And I know right now that there's a deep sense of peace and security that comes knowing that there's not any employer or any particular thing or document that says this is where my good comes from, but rather that good of God's is infinite, and it comes through infinite amount of streams of support into our very life. You are the center of God's abundant flow. How grateful it is to be part of this affluent motion of life itself. And so I say thank you for the blessings and the enrichment of my individual life, and that which has blessed each and every one of us. We send it forth on these wonderful currents, bringing more joy and more good to the world and all those with whom it comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for this opportunity to pause and remember the true source of all things. And so it is. Amen. And together, let's say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Yeah, those are the guys. And as I stand before this bountiful blessing, the wonderful flow of life truly is enriching in all places it touches. And I know that which comes from each and every one in this community today comes from a place of love and caring and support, trusting, having a faith in that wonderful expression, the abundant flow of life. And I know that the heartfelt expression of love in which it has been given is what pours forth back into everyone's world and life. This gift of love is taken in good stewardship, and it's sent forth back into the world to do good work. So I stand here with gratitude for this ever-expanding wellspring of blessings. And so it is. Amen. So it is. All right. This is Helen Lipka. She is one of your board members. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. Dominique, you are fabulous. You are wonderful. You are terrific. Yeah, stand up. It's about time you found us down here. We've been waiting for you. Thank you. Thank you. And Reverend Fran, always a joy to share Sunday with you and your artistic expression. And your guys in the band, way to rock the house. That is Lynn on the Busendorfer, Pat on the drums, Tom on the bass, and Bob on the saxophones. And giving us sound today is Ed. Giving us the visuals is Marv. That is Tim Griffin doing the podcast, and great job. Speaking of great jobs, hey, David, I heard you threw a wild party last night. Went a little late here, but a lot of great music. Good job. Way to do that. And let's see, next Saturday, big Earth Day cleanup here at Seaside on the 5th. Come on out, be part of that. We'll be glad you did. Let's see, classes are beginning. You heard Karen share. I know yours isn't starting for a couple weeks, but you need to know this is a very prominent national, international speaker. You can go on YouTube and see the thousands of hits that are watching her, and you can see we are in the midst of a very hot commodity here at Seaside who's finally got her to do a class. So we're looking forward to your class on humor coming up. So make sure you check that out. We've got Reverend Lori who's doing a class. We've got Reverend Tammy who started a class. And my class is going to start April 8th, but I'm telling you, I'm sending out Wednesday the first few chapters to my new book, Living from the Mountaintop. It's a class on mysticism. And if you sign up now, we're knocking $20 off the list price because I need your email so I can actually send you the PDF. So sign up today. Would love for you to do that. And there's other great classes that are coming up, so take a look at that. I'm thinking what else is going on next Saturday night. We've got another concert going on here. We've got Easter coming up, and there was one more real valuable one I'm trying to remember, but maybe I won't. And then you'll have to just take this home and actually read this. You know, this is fabulous. I just want to say Deb Johnson, Marv creates it, but with our folding committee gone, they are just, she by herself Friday at 5:30 stuffed all 300 of these programs herself because there was no one else to do that. So our folding team could use some support on Thursdays and would love for you to come be part of that. But what I want to do right now is pray. Healing's the thrust of our movement since its conception. I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners that are present to come please stand up here because I'm going to pray. Then we're going to sing ourselves out of here. But then these individuals will be available for personal prayers. You come up and share, hey, I got this challenge. I've got this obstacle. The winds are blowing in my face. And I'll tell you what, they will do this telescopic prayer of truth that will absolutely allow you to be lifted on eagle's wings. And so I invite you to feel this moment, this motion, this divine presence that is just resonating within the consciousness of this community. I can feel it, I sense it, and know that the laughter and the fun and the joy is truly an expression of God. The music is an expression of God. That presence is alive for anyone who is choosing to consciously be that point of awareness. And as that field of awareness, the divine fills, I know right now for myself, I am that. I am Spirit expressing here that from this wonderful revelation that the truth of this spiritual community is that it is divine, that it is growing, that it is thriving because the members of this community are moving into ever greater alignment with that true source. There is a healing of that sense of separation. There's a greater conscious connection with the life force, with that infinite presence and power that knows how to heal. Even if the doctors have said it cannot be done, I know that there is a rising to that mountaintop, to that elevated perspective of a greater view of the possibilities and to recognize that let the winds blow where they may. What I know that there is God as much in this difficulty as there is in the glory, and that truly my life will become a testimony to this test through which I am going through. For right here, right now, there's a healing going on. There's a shift taking place. There is a being lifted on eagle's wings to a greater realization of the expanded truth of good that impacts the positive expression for each and every one of our lives. For every prayer put in the prayer request chest is so. The practitioners who speak today speak the words of truth, and the prayer requests that have come forth for our beloved longtime choir member, Jan, who's off in Denmark right now. His dad made his transition a couple days ago. That truly his dad, who walked this earth for more than a century, moves forth the currents of eternality, free to express in a body that's comfortable and right and dynamic. For our beloved Georgie Streetman, musical director for years here at Seaside, who stepped on over to the other side, minus a physical body that may not have been working so well, but once again free to share those celestial sounds, be part of that celestial vibration. And for Hillary Sheffield, that as she moves on from this world, she leaves a legacy of light and love, having touched the heart and soul of those that have graced her path. And for Michael, who underwent hip surgery on Friday, I know the surgery was a success, and the body responds with a swiftness of healing and comfort and well-being, and once again, the mobility and the running returns with an ease and a grace. For the presence of God can do all things, and as I begin to pull myself out of the obstacles and trust the love and the faith that I am, what I begin to be filled with is a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the divine right action as my life. So I let go of my needing to control. I surrender to that divine will, not mine, but I know with appreciation that the words that are spoken here and now are unfolding for the highest and best. And so I let go, knowing the positive impact I am experiencing in my life, that I bring as a spiritual expression of spiritual leadership to my world, to my friends, just makes a profound collective impress in the collective consciousness. And so filled with joy, I move forth from here, blessed, enriched, and lighter for the time spent with God and friends. And so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I did not know the love of God who was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged and trying to make it through just another day, you gotta let it go, let it all go. And this is what we have to say. Come on! I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know that I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Only here for God. And there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Seaside, y'all say. And there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here. Yes, I'm only here. Yes, I'm only here. Yes, I'm only here. Come on. Yes, I'm only here. Yes, I'm only here. Yes, I'm only here. Yes, I'm only here. For God.
You guys sound great. And our affirmation is, I always choose love. Together, I always choose love. Again, I always choose love. One more time. I always choose love. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me. Well, it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love, we're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor our truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me as it moves through us all. We are living in grace. Oh, we are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace.
Come on up for prayer. We're here for you in this wonderful wall of prayer, this divine chalice.